Welcome to the Central Coast Dahlia Society 2026 Dahlia Show, held in San Luis Obispo, California. Most of this video was recorded August 8th. I had to include this little video when I pulled in because it shows how all of these ladies wheeled their blooms into the building, and some of them made more than 10 trips. So much work goes into this. So I was happy to film as much as I could between judging. Right here we have the water lilies. So when water lilies might not win on a stem, that's a division that they're able to showcase them in. That was perfect filming right there. Dropped a petal. I think it still went to the Court of Honor table, though. I could be wrong. So I wasn't there today to see the final Court of Honor table. Heather sent me the last video that you're going to see here. That was Brian, Christine Albrecht's husband, sitting right there, being so patient while she set up her blooms. So this right here is Friday. So the building opens Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. and a lot of the people who are going to show are ready with their blooms to load in and set up, and they have that building open until midnight on Friday to prepare, and then they open again at 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. So a lot of work goes into this, and some people come hours from out of town. They drive their blooms to the show. When I first got there, they were not even opening the front door. They wanted us to go clear around, trying to keep the blooms as cool as possible to keep them fresh. So many varieties. I wish I had a count of how many. I'm sure someone does. I don't even have the results yet. I don't think the show is even, no, it's not even over. Right now I'm recording it Sunday at 3:50. So I did not make it today, Sunday. I was there Friday and Saturday. But I got to see all the blooms. I helped judge until around 2. There were 6 teams of judging. So I'm a member here of Central Coast Dahlia Society, and I come from Fresno. So I have a 2.5-hour drive, and I go to the meetings once a month. I'm also a candidate judge, and that's through the American Dahlia Society. And this was my 2nd year judging, so I think this was my 4th show that I got to be a judge. And it's always an experience because we are with usually different senior judges, so we're learning from them every time. And pretty soon I'm going to show you the form that explains, because you see the stickers. So in each class, first place gets a blue sticker, second place gets an orange sticker, and then those, whoever wins in that, I can't remember if it's called class or division, but then it goes to a green sticker who wins among those. And then it's like, let's say it's open to all. So like open to all, then there will be a final winner, an orange, and then all the orange stickers go to the Court of Honor table. And then on Sunday, the judges get together and judge between all the orange stickers on that Court of Honor table who is the best in show. And if I don't have all that information correct, I will put it in the comments. Here I was just trying to show how some of the dahlias have such a glimmer, almost like glitter. And that one definitely does. Also, some of these cultivars are, okay, so right, I have to stop. This is Slow Sweetheart, our very own president of our society, Heather Jameson. So that's her new intro. She's already gone in the book. I'll make another video about more information of that, but we're so proud of her. She's already won at the fair. And so many different members brought stems of their own. So we got to see almost how it looked different from people who grow it differently in different soil, different temperatures of where they live. So it was really fun to see that. I was in charge of the photo booths, and I tried to put them kind of all together so that people could really see her new cultivar. So we're really excited about that. Everyone is trying to get their hands on it. And we had a raffle at one of the meetings, and everyone was trying to outbid each other to get their hands on that cultivar. And the bids got up to $200. So she had two. So two different members got to leave with that cultivar at $200 each. And I told her, had you brought more of us would even paid that. It was a lot of fun. And it was so sweet to see her reaction to everyone bidding that much for her cultivar. But I mean, we would have given more. We're all very excited for her and proud of her. It's a lot of work. So anyone who brings a new cultivar to market has already grown that seedling for 3 to 5 years to make sure that that it's stable, that it's not going to change. So by the time you're paying that amount for that new cultivar, you know for sure what you're getting. It's not going to go back. Although there is sporting, different things that happen, but that's a whole nother video. Let's stick to all of these beautiful blooms. So like I said, I don't have who won yet, but I mean, just looking at all these blooms, you can see that anyone who is fortunate enough to grow these blooms is already a winner. And this is my 3rd year growing. This is my 2nd show I've attended. I've been a member for over a year now, and I saw so many blooms I've never seen before. But once again, some of these have not been brought to market. For one, I saw a couple of seedlings that Christine Albrecht brought here to show, and they some she has given a name because they might be brought to market, and some just had a number. And really all the ones with numbers I'm not sure were hers, but she is known to bring testing out her cultivars before she brings them to market. So she will bring them to a show and see how they do. So there was one that was very, very unique. My group of judges, it was in our class that we were judging, so we got to really look at it, and it was different. Hopefully I can point it out to you here pretty quick. But so many. And I think this year too, that large bloom, I can't remember if Aggie White. Last year it was Mackie or Maki that was the largest bloom, if my memory serves me right, up in the whole show. And I think this year was Aggie White. Like I said, I didn't stay clear to the end, so I didn't really see the winners, but I thought I saw that one brought to the Court of Honor table. So we'll see here at the end. I should be able to tell the names, but this looks like Lollipop, this red one right here. When I saw that last year, I had to have it. It's in my garden. It has not bloomed yet, but I'm in Fresno, so I did not have any blooms that were good enough to show, but I brought all my blooms to put on the photo booth. It was a backdrop that was green, and then me and Lisa we put blooms in vials to keep them fresh, and then stuck them in the wall so people could take pictures in front of it. And I can't remember. No, I did not post that in the video. I'll put it on the next video. I'm probably going to do a part 2 to talk about the winners, because you get so much information when you're amongst all these ladies, because we don't just hang out with our society. It's kind of like 5 societies that all we do everything together. So there's Kathy Betancourt. She is the head of the judges. She gives us all the information, keeps us organized. There's Judy over there. Heather walked by our president just a while ago, but didn't notice her till she was walking away. Hopefully we catch some more. There's Jackie. We have such a good group. So that was the Court of Honor table that was just shown. I was filming as they're being pulled. So right there you see that blue, that's the first place. That's also a first place. And sometimes, I don't want to say they're not great blooms, but sometimes there's not another bloom, so it automatically gets the blue. If there's two, then the second one automatically gets the red, the second place, unless there's a really good reason where they feel they don't deserve first or second place. So I've never seen that yet in my second year. But so many beautiful blooms. I was taking photos as soon as I got there on Friday of ones that I don't have yet that I want to try to attain come this fall or next year's spring. And I was just trying to go by every table and get close-ups. At first I was trying to get the name also, but my phone just wouldn't focus from bloom to name. So the large white blooms are usually KA's Papa John or KA's Cloud. Those are the two large white blooms that I kept seeing. So one of those could have been the largest bloom winner, or the Aggie White. And Aggie White is not actually white where we are growing it. Maybe where it was grown originally, that weather made it white. But anyone that I've seen grow it, it's like a cream color. So just so you know, if you see the Aggie White in here and then you're looking for a white bloom, it's going to be a cream bloom, or even sometimes I've seen pictures where it kind of looks yellow, but once again, you don't know if that's just the lighting. Their photography made it appear that way, but you'll see it here pretty quick. Thomas Edison. So when people tell me they love this bloom so much, I had only seen it in pictures. So when I saw it right here, I was like, okay, I get it. I tried to grow it my first year, but I had bought it at, I think, Home Depot, and of course it didn't. It never bloomed. So there are singles, there's triples, and then there's 5, and there's even like 5 different colors that you could show. I only saw one of those though. So right here, what do the dots mean? Blue is first place in the color class. Red, second place in its color class. Green is, I'm gonna have to go back and think how to word that. It's my second year. I really should know. I should be able to recite that. So these right here, the pink in the middle, I love that color. That's like that and these oranges. I have more of those in my garden than I need. It looks like 20th Avenue Memory, but I don't want to commit to any names and be wrong, because I will be called out. And the thing is, what a bloom looks like in my area in Fresno, they look completely different in a cooler area like San Luis Obispo. So when I come to the meetings and I see their blooms, for one, they're way larger. Cooler area is just what dahlias love. They do not love my area at all, but I'm still growing them. Put them in beginning of April. I've had maybe 20 to 30 different varieties of blooms so far, but I'm not going to get a good amount or even full blooms, full plants until September, October when it cools down. So we start judging by 10 a.m. and they let everyone in, I think at 11. And then it gets kind of difficult to maneuver around people who are trying to admire. So I'm trying to see right now what time this is at. If the hall was full or if it was just us. Single bloom, Novus. So there are different besides just color, form, class. It's novice if someone's new to showing. There's junior division, and then there are people who have already been showing a lot, and so you don't have to compete against the ones who they know what they're doing and they show up with 200 blooms and they're gonna win. Okay, so with my eyes, I was like, is that a spider? So I had to zoom in. I was like, sure is. This large orange bloom right in front here is Steve Magos. I was lucky enough to take a cutting from Barbara Bullock, who we missed at this show. She was out of town somewhere. I hope you had fun, Barbara. We missed you. And I absolutely love this hot pink one, Brian R. I tried to grow that last year and I don't think it ever bloomed for me. As a rule, I try not to keep buying the same cultivar over and over if I can't grow it in my heat. It's probably just not meant for me. Also, we assign different members to float around while the doors are open to the public to make sure that we can answer any questions they might have, because not only are there so many different blooms and colors, they notice that there's a lot of different varieties and classifications, and they have a lot of questions about that. And then if they have bought tubers from our tuber sale before in the past, or they plan to, they also have lots of questions about growing. So we hope that we have the answers for that, and I mean, there's a reason that we meet once a month. Smallest, most nearly perfect bloom. You see some micros and pompons. This year at our tuber sale, that's what I mostly bought, was pompons. I felt like I had a lot of variety already, lots of different colors. So this is the seedling section. These are cultivars that have not made it to market, open to all. Anyone can exhibit. So seedlings, 3rd year or older, fully double. This pink one right here to the left was one of the first to be put out on the table, and I was in awe. I have a guess of whose seedling it is, but I'm not sure. I will be looking on her website to see if it comes out in spring, because it's beautiful and it's huge. I don't even think you're seeing how, I wish I had put my hand next to it. You really cannot see how large. This one was a beautiful color. But that pink one back there, I just kept walking by it. I took a photo of it. Of course, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, let me get that name. Yeah, no name yet. I see Les had his eye on it also. That water lily right there, I bought it yesterday, last year. And I don't have it anymore, so it happens.
But we're gonna on our way out to the wall, get more from
Here are all the forms again. And right out that window was the lunch area. Whenever we have a show, lunch is provided for all the judges, everyone who helps. So it's really nice to get that break at lunchtime after we've been on our feet all morning and get to visit with each other and pretty much talk about the new blooms that we saw that we're going to try to get. I did get to speak with some new members that I had never got to chat with before, so that was nice. Now we're going to get into the arrangements. When I got there on Friday, everyone was in this back room working on the arrangements. They have to be done on site. So, right when I showed you, those were the littles. They all had to be really small. This is in honor of our 250th anniversary of America. I think this was Grandma's garden. And this was right up my alley. These are all so gorgeous. I mean, all dahlias and flowers are gorgeous, but this color palette right here, I will take them all. This was an area that I was a part of the judging. So these are 5 blooms. Excuse me. And this is, once again, Slow Sweetheart. And then we come over to Man Cave. So, made sense with those, I don't want to say beer cans, I think they're ales.
So what you can do is you can go into first place bloom name.
Some very clever arranging. And then they were just gorgeous with the sun shining in on them. And I believe it was the last arrangement here I saw on the table, the Court of Honor. But they were all gorgeous. They should have just moved them all over to that table. It's so hard. It really is hard to narrow down. I did not judge the arrangement, so I can't even imagine. Because when we are judging bloom against bloom, we're just looking for which one has the least imperfections. I do not know how they came to an agreement on which one won on those. Oh, so there I had to add this little, I was at the door, but I took a small video. I did that photo booth. And I saw quite a few people taking photos in front of it, so that was nice. And here's the photography section. So many nice blooms and talent. There you see the shimmery on the petals. I didn't have too many blooms to photograph this year, but I entered 2. There were 5 different categories for photographs. 1 or more dahlias, dahlia garden, dahlia flora and fauna, close-up or macro, and then exhibitor choice. So that's why you see such a variety. And how could that guy not have won? I didn't see him up on the table. Good thing I wasn't judging the photographs.
He's pretty good, aren't they? That's pretty. Just taking it as a slow farm. I keep saying good animals.
So she said she had 4.
So many pretty blooms, and here is Slow Sweetheart pictured. I don't care who won. She's the star of our show this year. And back to arrangements, the monochromatic, all one color or of the same color family. It was like a rainbow of color on that table. Next year, I'm going to ask everyone who is doing the arranging if I can record them, because it was so evident that I think all of them grew even their filler flower. Obviously, they grew their dahlias, but I think they grew all of those flowers because they weren't coming in from grocery stores. You could tell they were coming in from their farm. So we have true growers as members. Gorgeous flowers. So this is one of the judging teams. That's Christine Albrecht of Santa Cruz Dahlias. All the KA's varieties are hers. That's Judy next to her and Jackie next to her, and Jackie has Rather Rooted. You can look both of those up online if you are looking for tubers. This was our merch. We always have a merch booth. And then back there's Judy Wood.
Thank you so much.
And then this is where we had our bouquet sales. We ask all the members to donate their extra blooms that they are not going to show if they are in good enough condition to go in a bouquet.
Yeah, she actually got the tuber from me. Yeah. But my
She told me I need.
the reason why
This is the Court of Honor table. You can see that it's filling up fast. As the blooms get the orange sticker, they're moved here. And then there will be one winner. Best in show.
Thank you. You're fine.
And here we are, all the winners of the weekend. I hope you enjoyed all of our blooms.